Welcome to USA Trending Update. I am Papu, and tonight the tennis world is holding its breath because all eyes are on Alex Eala, a young star whose journey has quietly built toward a moment that could redefine her career and shift the balance of women's tennis as we head into 2026. Alex Eala is no longer just a promising name whispered among scouts and hardcore tennis fans. She has become a symbol of belief for an entire generation, especially across Asia and among young players who see her story. Proof that the global game is truly global. Now her 2026 match, still months away, is already being framed as a turning point, not because of hype alone but because of what it represents: timing, maturity, opportunity, and the culmination of years of disciplined work that began long before the spotlight arrived. Born in the Philippines, Eala's rise has been steady rather than explosive, and that is precisely why many experts believe her next chapter could be the most dangerous yet. She was shaped in elite minds, tested on junior courts around the world, and refined under pressure that would have overwhelmed many players her age. Training in Spain, including formative years linked with a Rafael Nadal Academy, gave her a grounding in physical toughness and mental resilience that now shows in the way she constructs points, absorbs pace, and refuses to panic when rallies stretch deep. As the 2026 season approaches, the conversation around Alexa is changing. She is no longer introduced as one to watch someday. She is discussed as someone who could realistically upset higher-ranked opponents, disrupt established hierarchies, and force the tour to adjust. Her game has evolved from junior brilliance into something more practical and more ruthless. The forehand has gained depth and consistency. The backhand, once viewed mainly as solid, has become a weapon capable of redirecting pace down the line. Her movement, always a strength, now looks more efficient, conserving energy while still covering the court with deceptive speed. But what truly separates Alex Eala at this stage is her mental growth. Tennis history is filled with talented players who had the strokes but not the patience. Eala has shown match after match that she understands momentum. She knows when to press and when to wait. She accepts that not every point needs a highlight finish, and that sometimes the smartest play is simply one more ball, one more rally, one more test for the opponent. That maturity is why analysts are circling her 2026 match as potentially career-defining. The build-up to that match has been fueled by context. Women's tennis is in a fascinating transitional phase. Established champions are still powerful forces, but the field is crowded with young contenders hungry to break through. Rankings shift quickly. Confidence can rise or fall in a single tournament. In this environment, timing matters as much as talent. Alex Eala is entering 2026 with timing on her side. She has accumulated experience without burnout, confidence without arrogance, and expectation without fear. Her supporters point to her calm presence in big moments. Even when facing higher-ranked opponents, she rarely looks overwhelmed. She listens, adjusts, and adapts. Coaches who have worked with her describe a player who asks precise questions, who wants to understand patterns rather than rely on instinct alone. That approach makes her dangerous in long matches, especially against players who depend heavily on rhythm. Eala has shown she can disrupt rhythm, bury height and spin and pull opponents into uncomfortable zones of the court. Beyond the tactics, there is the emotional weight of what Alexa represents. For Filipino fans, she is already a trailblazer. Tennis has never been the most visible sport in the Philippines compared to basketball or boxing, but Eala's rise has changed conversations. Young players see a pathway, parents see possibility, sponsors see potential. Her success has sparked renewed interest in tennis programs and junior development back home. And that sense of responsibility is something Eala carries quietly but clearly. As the 2026 match draws closer, media attention is intensifying. International outlets are framing it as a test of whether Alexa is ready to step fully into the elite tier. It is not just about winning or losing. It is about how she competes, how she responds to pressure, and whether she can impose her game when the stakes are highest. One strong performance could accelerate her ascent. One breakthrough win could change how opponents prepare for her entirely. There is also the question of identity. Every top player eventually answers it. What kind of competitor are you when the match tightens? Are you the aggressor who takes risks or the counterpuncher who absorbs and redirects? Alex Eala appears to be carving out a hybrid identity. She can defend with discipline, but she is increasingly comfortable stepping inside the baseline to finish points. That versatility makes her unpredictable, and unpredictability is a powerful asset on the tour. Former players have weighed in as well. Some see echoes of past champions in her composure. Others note that her journey has been refreshingly patient in an era that often rushes young talent. They argue that Eala has avoided the trap of being overexposed too early, allowing her body and mind to mature together. That patience could pay dividends in 2026 when expectations will be higher, but her foundation will be stronger. Off the court, Alex's demeanor has remained grounded. She speaks thoughtfully, credits her team, and avoids grand predictions. That restraint has earned her respect among peers and coaches alike. In a sport where confidence can sometimes slide into bravado, her balance stands out. It suggests a player who understands that longevity matters, that careers are marathons rather than sprints. The 2026 match itself carries symbolic weight. It is being talked about as a moment where preparation meets opportunity. Whether it comes at a major tournament or a key tour event, the conditions will matter. Surface, opponent, crowd. But regardless of those variables, the spotlight will be intense. Cameras will follow her warm up. Commentators will dissect her technique. Fans will search for signs, positive or negative, in every game. Pressure can crush or elevate. Those closest to Eala believe it will elevate her. They point to her junior days when she consistently delivered in finals and high-stakes matches. They recall moments where she faced match points and responded with calm execution rather than panic. That history fuels belief. that 2026 could be the year she crosses an invisible line from promising contender to established threat. What happens if she wins? The implications ripple outward. Rankings would shift. Draws would change. Opponents would no longer see her as a favorable matchup. Instead, they would prepare specifically for her patterns, her endurance, her court craft. Confidence once earned has a way of compounding. One win leads to another. Belief feeds performance, and suddenly a new name is spoken with the same seriousness as the established elite. And what if she loses? Even that scenario may not derail her trajectory. Losses, when handled correctly, become lessons. Eala has shown an ability to extract learning from defeat to return stronger rather than discouraged. The key question is not perfection, but progress. Tennis careers are built on arcs, not single points, and Alex Eala's arc continues to rise. There is also a broader narrative unfolding. Women's tennis thrives on stories of breakthrough, resilience, and global diversity. Alex Eala embodies all three. She brings a new flag, a new fan base, and a new style of play into the conversation. Her presence challenges assumptions about where champions come from and how they are developed. In that sense, her 2026 match is not just about her. It is about the sport's future. As fans wait, anticipation grows. Social media buzz increases. Analysts debate matchups and scenarios. Young players watch closely, imagining themselves in her shoes. Alex Eala continues to train, to refine, to prepare, largely shielded from the noise. That focus may be her greatest asset of all. When the moment finally arrives, when she steps onto the court with everything she has worked for on the line, the tennis world will be watching not just for the outcome but for the statement. Will this be the match that changes everything? Will it mark the arrival of a new force ready to challenge the best? Or will it simply be another important chapter in a longer story still unfolding? One thing is certain: Alex Eala has already changed perceptions. She has already expanded horizons. And as 2026 approaches, her journey reminds us why we watch sports in the first place. For the moments when preparation meets opportunity, when belief confronts pressure, and when a young athlete stands on the edge of possibility, ready to see how far she can go. This is Trending Now USA. I am Bella, and this is the story of Alex Eala, a story still being written with a 2026 match that could change everything.